So eSuba versus Gunrunners. eSuba versus Oops here, 0-0. eSuba defending, Oops attacking. And Mojo, there's one interesting note here about the lineup of
And
Oops.
Deja is not in a starting lineup for Oops. That's highly unusual. But we've already said we've seen him do some mistakes. Maybe they will rotate him in some of the other sides, on some of the other tanks.
Second off, Insane's playing the tier 8 and Algo is playing the tier 10. That's surprising. Why?
Because Insane is usually playing a tier 10. Maybe he wants to commit himself more to leading and
Algo
less to shooting.
wasn't a tier 8 player the entire season.
Entire last season and usually entire this season.
Yep.
But maybe Insane is trying to boost his leading position like this because even if he dies, he might actually focus on talking to other people instead of trying to both drive and do something like that, which usually doesn't work. At the moment, eSuba is playing rather classic, same as Oops. This is a standard opening. We can see a couple of players in the woods covering. You have STRV in that corner. That's the position that Nexus used in the last Kazna match when he had those 4,000 bouncing damage. Light ahead of him, I7 spotting in hold down on the center of the map. On other hand, you have a couple of players from Oops in the forest waiting for the same thing. Couple of the guys on the hill. So nothing really out of the ordinary, even some small trap here coming in from eSuba on the village side.
Yeah, very similar to what Gohar did, at least the position of those bat shots waiting in a trap, the STRV, and so on. And Mojo, I heard you want to bust out your crayons again, so go ahead.
This is something really standard that you can see. You can see a spotter here. He will notify eSuba if anyone is coming to push from this side. Standard heavy tank spotting from here. Same goes for Oops, and coverage from STRV in good position here. He can do multiple shots before anything happens. While that is going on, Oops has a light tank going like this, spotting this line. He's trying to trigger his sense to see is there anyone there, or in the bushes here or there, while he's covered by Bachat here. And they left the reserve Bachat, as you saw already before here, in someone is crazy enough like Oops to push over, let's say, this line. But that's done only by Oops. And in this case, eSuba actually left the trap here, same as Gohard.
Why there and not in A8?
Because in this position, where we've seen them before, in this position, it's like old meta. Everyone used it already, and here you cannot see them. And once you go down from the hill, like this, to clear out this and this position, you simply cannot survive these tanks. They just shoot you in a flank and you're done. And before you know what's happened, you lost 2 tanks. So this can go several ways. In this case, Oops can gather up forces and just risk and push this. Try to kill the light tank here, try to press him out, and if they do it really fast before the Bachats of eSuba realize what's going on, they might win the game. And if they hesitate, they're going to lose it for sure. Otherwise, if they push blindly on these positions, only way to win it is if they actually abandon Miloš completely here alone, sacrifice him to the gods, and just go with everyone else on the other side and kill them.
Thanks for busting out your crayons there, Mojo. At least you drew much better than you did last time on Mines, if you remember that.
I am very talented. You just don't recognize my drawing style.
I'm sure
man.
you have lots of experience with, yeah. But so far...
Picasso is my role model, man. Come on.
Yeah, sure thing, mate. I think you had a little bit of a blackout there.
He had various stages, you know, how he drew, so let's not go there.
But yeah, Insane still spotting on the eastern side. Seems to be going more and more aggressive every time he doesn't see anything. And I think he's about to find 3 bad shots.
Yeah. Well, the problem is they're so positioned that actually no one will be able to return the fire to them. If he sees them too late, which will probably be the case, he will fall down for free. Even if he turns, they will just like...
He still didn't see them.
Oh my
He'll
dear
see them
God.
now. 1, 2 shots come in. The third one doesn't connect, but it won't matter as Overus claims the kill. And now Oops lose their tier 8 virtually for free. And eSuba with a small advantage in this round, they picked up the tier 8 player.
eSuba is playing smart now. They're actually rotating away immediately so they don't get counter-pushed by unknown number of tanks. What Oops will try to do now is gather forces and press everything they have toward this I7 and STRV. That's the only choice I believe they can do. If they wait and try to rotate differently, they're going to lose it. Oh my god, Grillas are spotting the forest.
Ooh, Malin gets spotted out in his grill. He needs to be careful not to take fire from the back lines. Froley and the STRV is waiting there. Malin's going to back off. They don't know where Tomasek is right now. They're sending in the dead zone to find that 3090. Let's see how much damage dead zone takes before he spots him out. Tomasek should now be spotted in the 3090. There we go. He goes spotted. One shot comes in. The second one doesn't. Dead zone's going to go over. He misses the first. He needs two more to claim it. And he's going to take a lot of damage for it. Down to 566 minus the driver as well. No! The damage coming in. Tomasek actually picks it up as the dead zone misses. And that couldn't have gone any worse, could it, Mojo?
Yes, I have in my team. Man, do you know to use auto-aim? Oh dear, like this is complete waste for Oops, losing two tanks in this kind of fashion. And I'm really worried actually when the game starts like this for them. Well, usually they can recover and, you know, come back 1-1. So that will kind of morale boost them. But this is like, this is a source for beginning of an argument because of the bad plays. Because Insane didn't see them on time, he got trapped. Because Dead Zone spotted like this and he missed the light tank 2 times. This is not the best start and this is not even a good play.
Mojo, what do you think? I think Oops right now needs to find their manhood and group up, push the 5-6 line with the Gorillas behind and the I7 in the middle.
The only thing actually they do is exactly that, because if they push the Gorillas and they hope to survive long enough to do the damage and play the, let's say, cooldown with those Gorillas, they might actually do just enough damage to return to the game. Let's see what will happen.
Silence is actually just pushing down that rail. He doesn't realize Jukats is over there, so he's going to take damage for this. At least he should. First shot comes out from Jukats. Silence, he should have committed. He didn't. He takes a shot of damage. Minosh takes a shot of damage in his IS-7 as well. That knocks out his load. It's going to be very annoying. And kind of disappointed Silence did not commit there on towards Overus.
Unbelievable. Oops, after 7 minutes of the play, are still hesitating what to do. And it does look like they're still communicating. Don't be baffled by that. That's like a bug with Observer that happens. It's not someone having a epileptic attack in there. But at this moment, eSuba is rather in control of the game. They're more than 2.5k HP in advantage, 2 guns more. And Milos on top of that even doesn't have an loader. And let's be honest here, the time is really seriously running out for Oops. Like, Cap will soon not be a pressure that they can use.
Lukin takes a massive shot there from Mayland in the Gorilla. Overus actually taking a ton of damage as well. 942, that's from Algo from the bushes. Oops, taking some small advantages here. Might actually even it out. Algo needs bomber on towards Overus. He looks to push forwards to try and get it, but he doesn't. Algo is now going to grab the reload. This smart decision. And Oops actually even it out. And it's not over just yet, but time.
Time is the problem here, and still the number of the guns. Smart play by Algo there. He did not get greedy. Usually you get killed because you're greedy to do just one shot. But there is a counter attack here coming from eSuba along the wood side, and they will have a crossfire on Oops tanks. The question is just how will this exchange happen now? Maybe Oops will cross over and actually make them regret their choice.
Well, the Gorillas are spotting now. Camille takes the first shot of damage, takes the second as well. Actually, no, that's a non-connection there. Now Camille tries to make a connection on towards Jukats. He does. He will go down in return though. Melan now pushing forwards as well because he knows there is no surviving on that side. Look at the damage he's taking from all sides. He gets one more connection off, but he should go down for this. Froley in the STRV picks it up, and it's 3 versus 5. And Oops, actually 3 versus 4 now.
3 versus 4, but let's not forget Milos in his I7 with a dead loader, and with 1 minute and 20 seconds is not really gonna be brilliant. They still have Froley in that wicked STRV. They still have combat on 100% of HP and Andrew, which is far more superior setup than actually Oops has it at the moment.
Froley gets a nice connection there on towards Silence, and now wants to connect on towards Milosh as well. Silence, that's not a connection, and they have to deal with this SDRV because look at the damage he's doing from the side. 449 on towards that IS-7. Milosh might now get a hit in return, but Froley can pick him up here. He does. Great shot there from Froley. Could see him just aim for the weak spot of that tank, and he gets his second as well. Add insult to injury. It's just Algo versus Andrew, and he might get this kill, but at this point, he needs to ammo rock the other 3 tanks.
It will not happen, of course. 35 seconds to go. And a really good and steady play here by eSuba. You cannot say, as per their normal plays in other matches, there is nothing super scientific about their games. There is nothing really new or cheeky, but they just do it well. They just do it well. And some teams just fall like that. Oops, being one for a moment.
Yeah, Oops there. It's just question, well, what are they doing at this point? I mean, the dead zone driving in there, you know, at that point it's already too late.
I mean, if they chose to drive like that with dead zone, that's one thing. But the moment when he drives like that and he actually gets picked up by 1390 because he missed twice,
Yeah.
point blank, that's unforgivable. Something for players of this caliber, it should not ever happen. But obviously it did live. And the plays before that, I don't know, tactically it looks that Oops was just all over the place. It just didn't look well what they performed there. I mean, why did they push with Insane blindly like this? It's kind of a play. If you want to do it, why didn't you have many tanks on that side ready to counterattack if you actually trigger a trap? Because if you just lose a light like that, then what do other two tanks do? They're not useful for most of the game. It takes time to go away.
By the way, Mojo, who wasn't here from Oops?
Who was? Spoink. Oh dear. Oh well.
These guys from Oops. Froley there with a nice amount of damage, almost 4k. Algo as well, doing a lot in this round. Milosh doing decent 2k, but Andrew and Froley stand
Four
out.
players from eSuba we mentioned, Froley, Andrew, Combat and Overus. They're their top damage dealers at the moment. Algo coming out from usually tier 8 tanks, actually is top damage dealer for Oops here, and beside Milosh and Melan, pretty much the only one.
Yeah, Meland even only getting 2 connections out, but still doing a decent amount, much more than the rest of his team. Camille just 1, Silence, 2 shots of damage, Dead Zone 1, Insane 1, and they really need more. They just need more.
Well, they need much more. And, well, Spoink is not there in the team, which will hurt us overall, but Ryan has him too, and he's only playing.
Actually, yes! Yes! I was like cursing inside of myself because I was
That's the only player he has
Ryan
playing now.
is going to go ahead of us. And then you said Ryan also has Spoink. So we're still doing better.
Yes.
There we go. That's it. That's it. I'm happy. Milosh did actually okay.
Yes, Miloš did well. But he's always doing well. He's like we said with Ilian.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what tanks he plays.
It's always like
he
Meland.
finds a way to do damage.
It's like Meland because he plays autoloaders, he plays TVPs, he plays Gorilla, I think. And then there's Miloš in the single shooters, and he always comes second from Oops. Always.
Sometimes even first if the game is longer.
Even first, but
and
most
he's
of the
like
time
in the
second.
first line. And if you don't kill him, he just
If you don't kill
does
him,
the damage, man.
he kills all of you.
Yeah. So Miloš is very, very good at that.
Now, Mojo, if Oops...
It traditionally should be a comeback moment.
Yeah. And then 1-1 on the next map, and then 3 rounds losing in a row.
That's not going to be cool. Not for our fantasy points, at least. But, hey, for eSuba, it would be perfect.
But let's take a look at the lineups, Mojo, and see what is Oops going to bring. STRV Gorilla IS7, double TD lineup here. Same for eSuba, though. Mirror matchup.
Wow, this is not something we often see, actually, especially in attack.
I should do it like Clutch. Mirror matchup. I don't know how he does it.
Mirror matchup. But when you see a matchup like this, I actually prefer it for a defender because I think they have higher chances to win. Because still, they do not really have to do much. They still have to wait for enemy to do something and you just use it.
It's going to be interesting if Oops can pick up the second round here. Second half on Prokorovka. As eSuba sits 1-0 up over them. And this is... Oops needs this round. They really, really need this round already.
Who knows, maybe if they lose this one. Oh, nice flying here.
Airtime, boys. Okay, so they're not going to A8. They're just holding a little bit more passive this time.
Still, this is, I think, first rap that Oops actually did here. They did it right there from below the rail. And it worked magnificent their time. But look at this. This is something that eSuba actually did well. A lot of their tanks together going toward this side. So even if Camille and Deadzone do great damage here, if they get spotted, it's not going to be well for them.
Great damage they haven't done so far. There's only connected 3 shots. There we go. Melan comes out with the Gorilla and gives them the damage they should have received. Overus takes that one. Insane will probably now go down on his RU251, but the damage has been done from the side of Oops because of that Gorilla shot.
Still, they're lacking quite a lot, but yes, Melan just came. Guys, were you even shooting? Look at this. Click.
Yeah, where all of them missed, Melan comes over, hits him for like 750 alpha. It's like,
Snapshot.
this is how you do it, boys.
Snapshot. Don't aim. Let's see. He's spotted now. Oof.
Oh, another one! I think he had to burn both his repair kits there, though.
Yeah, but still, man, like he really did
Yeah,
it well. Now
he burned both
he
repair
can
kits.
go in a backline and he can wait for STRV to come and peek instead of him at the moment. And monster connection.
Well, Froley already took that.
Wow, it wasn't by Malen
No,
here?
no. Milosh gave him one.
Oh. I'm so disappointed.
But still, the damage has been done for the side of Oops. They traded insane for pretty much 2 tier 10s at this point in time. Milosh takes a big one in return, though. He drops about 750, but now Tomasek is kind of alone in the south, and yes, I think...
Tomasek might fall rather fast because he
And the Gorilla might get spotted,
anyone.
Andrew might get spotted once they do so.
And in this moment, Oops players are not really susceptible to being counter-pushed. So they're gonna lose a spot on this side, and there will be a really quick advancement over the hill from the Oops players, but Silence is getting really handed over there.
Silence took a connection before from the SRV, and now Melan gets his
gonna pick him up.
gun damage. Can he get saved though? Looks like he just about is. Overus takes a connection from Silence, who's not spotted right now. Melan just about surviving, but he has a damage gun. It's going to be very annoying. The HP has completely swung into the favor of eSuba, but the positioning is for Oops.
Yeah, that's much better, and Malen clinging there, even on that one shot, is a thing to take in account, because he can still do one great shot toward any bachat coming at him, even with the damage gun.
That's all he's going to need pretty much at this point, as his friendly bachats take the hills in support by the Deadzone, who might come back towards the middle. Even Combat and Jukets now going to go over here. Lukin actually gets absolutely decimated. That is from that hill area. There is 2 bachats up there, and they are doing the damage. Algo and Camille. Combat now taking a big connection as well. That was Melan. He's paid dividend in this round. A miss coming out. Jukets going down towards the one shot. They will pick up Melan. They shoot. They finally do. But look at the position they're in. Silence will just pin him down. Froley goes down. And finally, Oops. Well, finally, they recover in this round like we expect they would.
Yes, this play coming from the lower side of the map with the bachats was the correct choice. It was played well, fast enough, and you could see that eSuba simply had nothing to just counter it with. Great connections by Meland in the start of the game, bought some serious time actually to Oops to regroup there.
Nice connection there from Milosh on towards Lukin. It's exactly what we expect from him. Silence is still locking these bachats down in the middle as Andrew. He has nowhere to run, and I think Algo is doing a really nice amount of damage in these rounds. I mean, that's again one of... at least a 3k damage round, I think, from him, or close to that. I think so, at least 2k. Now, Combat, Overus, and Jukets, the last 3 standing against 4 tanks from Oops. I just don't feel like this is going to work out for them.
Oh, look at this amount of HP on eSuba, guys. You don't know who has less. Everyone is on one shot here, and they are on attack side, obviously.
Mojo, Combat has less because he has 144.
Yes, you can say that. If you want to go in details, yes, for sure. But still, they left one guy in a sort of a trap there on A0, but honestly, Oops has so much HP to play around with, especially there between Camille and Algo, who are bachats, so that's a crucial moment for them. All they need to do now is slowly fan out all the possibilities. There is 5 minutes to go on, and there is really a little choice that eSuba can do to win back this in their favor. They will have to literally clip someone completely for free, like Camille.
There's a chance?
Wow, that's gonna be like 1 in a million, man.
Camille seems to have spotted out Overus, though. He kind of knows where he is.
Yeah, but he has to be careful because he doesn't know is there anyone left in the back bushes, like on A5, maybe covering him, which would get him completely annihilated if he pushes. So he's just giving up on that idea, and they will approach from a different angle and blind shoot a bit before. Because they have a time to waste. It's eSuba who are chasing the time.
Suba taking a very long rotation here around the map with Combat, with Jukets, going all the way around, and I think Algo and Camille will at one point decide to climb now, or is it Silence? Silence is going to reposition, I think, to blind shoot, rather, towards that A0 position. Camille's now climbing up. They know there's a one-shot bachat there. Camille will probably find him. That will be the end of Overus in this round.
Super funny vehicle when you watch this STRV.
Man, you can get flipped in it by an IS-3. Like, honestly, legit story here. I was in the hull down on Himmelsdorf, you know, the rubble pile.
Okay.
And I was in siege mode, and an IS-3 drove under me and put me on top of him, and then flipped me over.
Was he here in your team?
No.
At least that's a good thing.
I've never been that mad in my life. It flips everywhere. Honestly, this tank is like, you know.
I'm still on Udis, haven't tried it yet, but I'm looking forward. Like,
Are you
Udis, I
as
have those
good as
chaotic
Kurit?
games. No, I'm worse.
Overus doesn't connect the shot onto Camille. The Batchet armor on that angle is quite bouncy. Doesn't go through, and it's just combat. It's just Jukets left in this game. And Oops here, kind of like this. I mean, they are showing restraint, if you want to call it like that, not to go in for the final kills. Or to
Yes.
at least play it slow.
Well, there is no reason to do it, and they're picking them up one by one. They know they have the round. They just need to calm the things down and play in their favor. This is something that lacked for them throughout the season. Yukis is a bit annoyed here, but there's not much he can do. I mean, if they want to shorten the pain, he can just go and try to find them and, you know, do the gunslinger style.
I think Algo is going to go on a hunt.
Dun, ta, dun, ta, ta, ta.
It's very weird to see it. Oops, the tough giraffe on the hunt, you know. It's kind of usually the other way around.
And they send their youngest to the hunt.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
He is.
Is he?
Yes.
Where is Spoink Mojo?
I don't know. I'm so disappointed. Why are you not playing? I mean, it's okay because if we are facing Ryan, you know, since he is being at the moment leading of all three of us, that's good because, hey, but again, you know, I want to be a bit better placed than 330.
Nice. 330?
Yes,
Yeah, so you catched up a little bit more.
like 100 places.
I'm like 216 still. I went up a little bit as well, but Ryan's like 190 or something.
Curses!
Yeah, man. Everybody gets lucky every once in a while. So, you know.
He did delete his first team to
Yes.
delete all the traces of badness of that team.
Exactly. Well, that team of mine is on 23.
I think that one is like on 30.
Yeah, Jukets
But this
here.
is the first time I changed it now
Nice
this
amount
week.
of damage though. Algo misses. Goes down towards the one shot, but Silence from the back lines. The STRV, you can count on him. Closes it out, and Oops bring it 1-1. It was kind of over, you know.
It was
after the
over
first
for a
3
while,
minutes.
but this boys just, we're gonna fight till the end. Yeah, right. Just not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. And honestly, Algo in this tier 10 has been performing. I think he did. 3K was a little bit over exaggeration, I think, but at least 2,000, at least.
Algo is still a growing player. I said he's
Actually, Mojo,
he's
never
the
mind
youngest.
what I said. I was 100% correct.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say because I had a little glance. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. I was 100% correct.
Algo is their youngest player for sure, and he's growing by far in since the last season toward now. But still, he's prone to some mistakes. Like we see him play great like this, but also some plays like in that CDC on Ruinberg. I mean, I believe that Insei probably wanted to kill him after that or something like that.
I think
If
Decha
that's
wants
even
to
to
kill
say.
him as well.
Yeah. So like that's the play where he played let's say sacrificial tank that you position to just die and make a shield for others, and he moved away in bad moment, and everyone behind him just died, and they lost match 5-2 because it was the last map. But
Talking about Algo Mojo, I said in the round he did 3K. I was right after all, 3,000 for him, 2,968 if you want to be precise, but 3K from both him and Milosh. Then Camille with a nice amount of damage as well, and Mayland with those connections, 3 of them, Mojo doing 2.1. 3 shots, 2.1k damage.
yep.
And Dead Zone,
Remind me why I took that zone.
I
in a
don't know,
team.
man. We wanted points. I wanted to pick Insane, but you were like, pick Dead Zone, he's cheap.
Yeah, he's like 100.
1,035.
Yeah, he actually fit the money. Yes, that's why I took him.
That's why we took him, because he was like cheap.
Oh man, come on, do damage, bro.
Mojo, you're going to be really disappointed in the next round because they actually put him down. So he's not going to be playing. It hurts, doesn't it?
Yes,
It hurts.
to the bottom of my fantasy points.
Yes, it does hurt. Not Ryan might actually get on top of us. Well,
Don't say that. It's too early. There is still 3 days to play.
yeah, I'm worried though, Mojo. I am worried. Now, next map's going to be Mines. Like you said, both these teams have terrible stats on it.
Yes, like I'm actually expecting something surprising from both of them because they had so much problem in execution that I really can't know who is playing it worse. Failures in climbings, in counterattacks, in reading the enemy rotations, in overextending too much. That was visible on both teams. So how will this end up? God only knows. I mean, the easiest way to say it is going to be 1-1. But if any one of these teams actually picks up this map, it might be a match.
The thing what Oops have though is they can possibly win with the RD on attack. I mean, it's a potential there for something like such a one shot from Insane.
Yes, but eSuba is always reading
And they have good RT
Oops
themselves
well.
as well.
Yes, but they are also reading Oops always well, and they're sometimes always out-rotating them when they're defending, at least. So
1-1.
I believe that's going to be like that on this map.
I'm going to follow you on that one, I think. I think 1-1 is a fair score here. But let's take a look at the lineups first and see if that changes our mind. It might do, it might not do. We'll find out right here. A lot of Bachats and Skoras here for
Really super
Suba.
offensive lineup here from eSuba. This lineup says, yeah, we're going to fight. We're going to push somewhere. Like Danny would say from GRS, YOLO. But look at this from Oops here, playing with RT, Ice4, and D100, and 2 Grilles. I mean, if Oops stretches their forces too much, this may actually really hurt them.
It's very heavy.
Yeah, because they will not be able to rotate back easily. But still, they can annihilate these budgets so easily if they protect their budgets well. It's not easy to
Who
play.
do you give it to and why? Because I think Usuba will go super aggressive.
I think
it might even YOLO 8-9
Yes, I think they will YOLO in 1 point, but I think actually Oops should be aware of that, and I will give them a round because of that.
You know what is the best thing I've seen so far in this? I've seen a team, the most North America region actually, straight rush 8-9, like pedal to the metal. If they take the hill, they lose. Like from attacking side, they just went straight 8-9.
Yeah.
It could work. They catch them out completely.
It could. We saw a couple of times it worked, even in a later kind of stage of the game.
Well, Mojo, is Oops going to pick up their second cursed round, or is Isuba going to be the one? Let's find out as we move in Mines.
Mines, a small summertime map with lots of hills, rocks and other cover. The teams start the battle in the usual locations, but the base locations are different. One is located in the bottom part of the village and the other one is in the water. One of the key objectives is the center hill. That's why the teams will often select fast vehicles and tanks with strong turrets for cover.
Isuba versus Oops here, the third round. Isuba on the attack, Oops on the defense, and Mojo. It's not going to be an 8-line on rush.
No, but it's going to be 1-2 line rush. Oh my god, the Wild Bunch times are back.
Overus and Andrew going very aggressive here in towards Cam leader. Algo already took a shot of damage there and he had to go safe. And look at the damage they have taken so far. They got across to Yukets as well and they're going for Algo, it seems.
They're so far free here and the play that was really good.
Yeah, and look at the damage Overus has taken even on that crossing. I think he got tracked again. That's Deja doing the damage. He goes down. And what does Isuba do to recover at this point?
They really have no means actually how to dig out Algo from this position. This is the biggest problem and he will defend himself there doing damage all the time. At the moment their entire rush pretty much failed because they lost 1 tank for free, flanking no one. Both Yukets and Andrew are in a problem here because Arti can actually connect the guys in the back and Algo can spot anytime he wishes. They're just trying now, Oops is just trying to see who is actually protecting the middle from the eSuba guys. As soon as at this moment they realize there is no one actually there, they will start picking over.
Andrew is now going to grab a reload, possibly to push down on towards Algo's position afterwards, because they really need to take him out of there, don't they?
Yeah, but Algo will fight him there one-on-one and he will have some kind of cover. So that's not the best thing to do, while Andrew, there is a possibility for Oops guys to actually assist Algo and shoot him.
Yeah, there is. But they actually don't control the hill right now, Mojo. And most of the assistance usually comes from the elevated position on the hill, which they don't currently hold. And Silence is taking some damage now in his E100 to try and get the spot. That's from the Skora. He still didn't, because Lucan is sitting in the middle of the cap rather than on the left side. It's going to be onto Milosh, I guess, to peek over and actually spot out the 113. Let's see how much damage he takes for this.
Combat is in A2 corner, but that's only to control the rotations coming from the B line all the way up. At the moment, only these guys in the water or the island are the ones preventing the decap. But there you go. That's why you have an RT. Lukin was spotted and Splash was more than enough.
Yeah, but now Andrew is going to make his move towards Algo, though. We have to see if he can actually...
Look, nice proxy here by Miloš.
But Algo, he's got out now, Mojo. He's got out. He's dead. That's it. Algo is going to go down here. There we go. He goes down. And that's majorly important for Isuba.
It did look like Algo is actually not watching that way completely. He ignored the possibility that he will be pushed. And Yukets and Andrew, between themselves, picked him up rather for free. That's pretty much equalizing compared to losing Overus in the start, but still, they need to recover from it. Ooh, will Camille survive this? No!
No, he won't. And Lukin takes a big shot of damage there in his 1-1-3 as well. He's forced back. Tomasek actually taking a big shot of damage as well. From an E100, I think, from Silence. Yes, exactly. That is it. Now, Oops is 2 tanks down. Only 1 over eSuba, though. But they have the RT, so you could say that's still 2. And what is... I mean, combat here. Honestly, with the positions here from Oops, he could sneak over the A-line.
He could sneak over. I was just thinking about that and go and actually together with some guys unspotted, even maybe flank from the other side.
Does he have an angle on towards Silence from here? He actually does, Mojo. And I don't think we're going to find any better time to see how eSuba is going to close out the rest of this round. And I think, let's listen now.
Overusy, co myslíš?
Kolik má ten baťák HP?
Nedojede.
Já myslím, že tam nedojedeš.
Nedojede.
Kolik má a hlavně HPček?
Podle mě.
Asi tak. Já myslím, že ten bat bude tady, koukat na to. Kde jo? Právě, já si taky myslím.
No, teď nedojedu tam. Co by mě klipovalo maximálně baťák?
IS4 bat.
Jako do té kapsy dojedu v pohodě jsem.
Ale ty...
Bat.
Dobrý, tak kombat má volnou cestu, že? Chcete
No,
Škodovky?
to bude já to taky stáhnu, to.
Se Škodovkama se stáhněte a pojďte sem, ne? Když to kombat, když to teď veme na pána jako tady.
Nemáme já tu zůstat? Taky máme?
Jako teoreticky bych se tam mohl přesunout
Ne,
tu
jeď, tam není potřeba se...
Může jet, jako.
Mám tam jest taky s tu 113.
Asi jo.
Ale já jsem jako odrovnaný, protože já mám řidiče, to je prostě malý jak si.
Bacha na toho grilu.
Já mám jasno.
My se máme dozadu ještě.
Svítím. Ví o mě. O mě taky, že jsem ho trefil, nabím. Víš, že jsem s jednou Škodovkou tady.
No, teď ten jejich bát pojede pryč, nepojede pryč. Pojede
Nevíme.
kombata. Když pojede ten bát pryč, když se tady spotne, tak musím jet asi pilaracku, ne?
Ty jsi viděl kombate? Jo. 283 vol. Oni tady jsou teďka jen ty 2 heaviny, ne? Teoreticky. Tak 4 jsme. Tady bychom tady zapušovali na to kilo aspoň.
Ta 4 furt čumí sem, jako.
No tak můžete spolu, no.
Tak jedem?
Jedem. Grilla tady není.
Grilla je vystřelená ještě k tomu.
To kilo musíme sežrat.
Jako teď jsme s Andrewem mohli pušovat na bata zas.
No tak si vidíte, že...
Kilo
Vystřelil.
Pojď Andrew.
Jo, jedem.
Ta 4 se otočí.
Já nabím. Musíš ho ropnout.
Je vidět.
Nice. Já vím.
Grilla, jo? Tak grilla prole.
Je 4 vystřelená, já vím.
Bacha
na
bustu.
grilu.
Hej, pojď na mid.
Musíte.
Grilla.
Já nabím 5 vteřin nabím. Já tady mám bata.
Jo, jsem si to
My to
říkal.
víme. Musíte nabít tam pomoct, nebo Arku zabít.
Jedem na mid asi.
Ne na pásu, musíte ho zabít, pojďte. Pojďte.
Druhý
Na
na
zaman-
pásu.
Pojďte, na traku.
Musíte, pojďte.
Pojď Čuke, mám poslední dávám.
Vystřelil.
Hej, pojď
Jedu.
Čuke.
Teď ho musí dát ukec.
Čuke, pojď. 7 vteřin do reloadu. Rychle.
Ne. Rozhodnuto.
Wow! What seemed like almost a 3v1 situation plus RT has now turned into a favorable situation from Oops. What a shot from Insane, saving the round.
It looked almost like it was over, but
Oh, whoa,
Deca,
whoa,
what
whoa,
happened
whoa.
there?
He dropped off the hill for 1.1.
Did he seriously lose that HP to
Yes.
himself?
1.1 from dropping off the hill.
Unbloody real!
Now Andrew will come in from the side and play against Milosh. That's one. Second one coming in, and Milosh doesn't seem ready for it. He's not even going to hit Andrew. Decha comes around the corner and picks up Frolido, and Andrew still didn't kill Milosh. He finally does. Decha now misses. He still has the shells required. He has 2, but still he took a ton of damage. If Andrew was quicker there on killing Milosh, he wasted 2 shots into the track, pretty much.
Oh my god, he might actually outrun Decha. Decha, don't break the neck! Going down, what's going on here? Insane might actually have to save around again. Because if actually Andrew picks up Decha, it's not decided. Still, really good play by eSuba, and I believe that Insane just saved them but by that shot by far.
Yeah, but if they lose it now, Mojo,
2 minutes still.
we need to see where Andrew is. What is his position right now on the map? Because we don't know where. There we go. He's going towards Insane, though. Insane still has a shot available. Insane, the shotgun. No, the high roll from Andrew. 400 damage. Because Decha get the shot. He does. So now he has the advantage.
Now he has the advantage because he is defender. He has 2 shots. And Andrew is the one who has to actually do something about it. Both of the caps are currently unavailable to him, but both Decha and him have to fade first and then try to spot.
You know what's the issue with this position from Decha? If he plays it correctly, Andrew would never be able to make it towards the hill, but he didn't spot. I don't know. This is risky. If Andrew catches him here going around the hill...
Cap is out of the pressure. He's just killing Decha. Decha needs to just go away and hide somewhere, and that's about it. And then he needs to connect one of those 2 shots.
Andrew might have the read here a little bit on Decha. He knows he needs to take some risk. If he spots out Decha at this point, he will have the information he needs. He does. He's going to try and get a snapshot here. Decha is going to play against him. He actually gets the shot. Andrew, he does. He's now going to close in the distance. It's a 1v1. It's not over at this point. It's Decha versus Andrew. 1v1. Going to decide this round. Decha is still spotted out. If he makes a peek now, Andrew will know. And Andrew is unspotted. Andrew's going to make the play here. Decha gets the shot.
Wow.
Woo! 2-1 in favor of Oops. But that go close, man.
That goes super close. It looked really well on the start for Oops here. But eSuba did a great play. Great team play here. Eliminating Algo, rotating, taking tanks one by one, climbing the hill. Like everything was really well done.
It's such hindsight. But it's such hindsight. Just speaking in a theoretically perfect environment, right? Where Andrew knows he goes de-spotted. It's just in a completely perfect scenario, right? If everything goes right in his favor and he realizes the 100% correct play for him is to swing out super wide around the rock. If he swings out super wide, Decha won't have the gun traverse quickly enough to shoot him. But that is he needed to have everything thought out. He needs to know he's unspotted. He needs to know exactly what Decha was, which he did. I don't think he realized he was unspotted.
But
But this almost got lost because Decha took 1.1.
I'm gonna check the replay later for Decha and see did he lose that HP by being shot.
Well, it's very easily checkable, Mojo. Just check the amount of shots he received. There we go. Decha, the player here.
He's received 2. He fell off the cliff.
Yep.
Unreal.
He only took 1 penetration that round, Mojo.
Unreal.
He took 2 shots.
In a crucial moment of a game like this, but this is exactly what we were talking. He is he really saved the round now. He did the damage. He climbed up.
But if he doesn't drop for 1.1, he doesn't.
It wouldn't be even drama.
It wouldn't even be close. And he also got lucky that Andrew, he shot the 2 shots, I think, into Miloš's track, but Miloš got on such an angle that the track wasn't bendable anymore. So he should have aimed a little bit higher and penned that way. And if he does take Miloš out on the 3rd shot, he has 2 more, which would be enough to kill Decha at that point. And only got close because Decha dropped off for 1.1. Insane saved that round.
Unreal.
That shot onto, I think it was UKITS, saved the round.
I can't remember,
Yeah,
but it was for
UKITS.
more than 900 on one of the budgets.
Completely saved the round onto UKITS.
It's something like we've seen in a round when GRS played against Kazna.
And also, you have to imagine,
performed.
remember what Silence did to one of the Skodas? Set him on fire.
Yes.
He burned down and Skoda would still be
I
alive.
would say a lot of bad karma here for eSuba because honestly in this game they were better.
You could say that.
They played better. Technically they played better. They were more aggressive even and whatnot.
They could have won that round.
I don't know. Oops was just saved by the bell here. Will that actually be enough to win them the match maybe or a map? We don't know, but this was a defense barely taken.
These are the rounds though. The rounds that can change a match. We've seen it multiple times. Remember when GRS won against Ding? They took 2 rounds in the last 3 seconds. One in the last 1 second even.
Yeah, it was Drama Lama game.
So these are the kind of rounds that can swing a game in your favor or can push it away from you.
This one would definitely push it away from Oops because it was their defense round.
Yeah, if they lost this, I think it was over.
Yep. But still, they're still in a game. And it does look like we are rooting for Oops, which is not the case. We're just interested in can they perform under pressure. This is huge amount of pressure at the moment. And they have 3 matches during this match week.
Yeah, you might think, why is this such a huge amount of pressure for them? But
they need points desperately. And it's going to be maybe even matter of existence for their team. How will they perform in the next days? while eSuba coming from the silver straight, they really have nothing to lose in this season. They need to just try and stay in top 6. That will be a great success for
They just
them.
want to make it to the playoffs. That's it.
Yeah.
I think that's what their goal was in the beginning of the season as well. They said to survive. So
And they're doing the wonderful job.
And for Oops, all this pressure coming in with this lineup, coming in with all this experience, coming in beating, almost beating Ting at the season finals, arguably having a better lineup, and then not performing.
Yeah, that's a problem that comes out definitely. And I don't know, eSuba is really carrying their weight. It was super close this.
Well, let's take a look at the lineups and see what eSuba has chosen for their defense, Mojo.
eSuba playing with the mouse, with the grille and the artillery piece, and the 4 bachats. So that's really a lot of rotation possible here for them. While Oops, rather light setup also. Only 2 1-1-3s in exchange for 1 more bachat that usually players take.
So, light lineup here for both these teams. RT available for both these teams as well. Are we going to see any Danny X easy counters?
In the start, wow, that was the one of a kind, I think, that happened. It was not even a counter, it was a blind shot in the start of the game, even worse. But Lorraine RT, not that big splash like that tier 9 American, so I really don't think so. More like a tactical RT that needs to rotate.
Well, Mojo, let's get into the second round here on Mines. eSuba currently down 1-2 on Oops, who are attacking. eSuba gonna be defending. And look at this, Mojo, both these teams going for the hell.
It's gonna be super interesting because Mouse will be slightly late in that kind of game. We need to see how will this
Small
engagement actually go.
Small guns available here for 3 batches of eSuba. Keep that in mind. They are starting to clip already on towards the tanks. They see Melan is going to be the one receiving. Miloš now coming into the fight as well. Algo is still there in his batchat. And now, Froley, Yukets, and Luka need to make these small gun work as an RT shot comes in. But it's only for 533, so they'll still be alright. Camila is going to try and make the climb, though, I think, on towards the 0 line. But they should be able to spot that, no?
I don't think he will actually try that. I mean, it will be super risky if he does it, and probably the last thing that he will do in this game. I think he's just spotting to see is Mouse somewhere there, what's he doing, and so on. Mouse is slowly but surely making his way toward the hill, and he's positioned right below the bachats, which is the best place for him because he will now deny any kind of counter push through the middle for the Oops guys. Now RT will actually have to work quite a lot to deal with Mouse.
A lot of shots. He can.
Yeah, but also Mouse will maybe be able to pinpoint where is the position for RT, which will make combat able to maybe even counter it.
Yeah, you can see Overus here, just playing on the rock. Spots out Miloš. Needs to make sure not to. Nice angle there. Miloš just gets a tracking shot out. Insane. And the RT is an 8-3, and like you said, Mojo, if he gets figured out where he is, he could be countered.
He is actually not firing any big shots here. So at the moment, eSuba is happy with taking the hill over. They took the advantageous positions here. I must say they denied a lot of rotations here from Oops. And it's not a bad play at all. But also there will be a problem in a later stage of the game because of those small guns. 1-1-3s will be a problem.
Andrew got spotted in K4, and this is the moment in time where I like to see defenders back off of the hill. They've taken a lot of time away. And they should back off, but they're not going to do so. They're going to stay there. They're going to have to fight, though, I think, because Deja's now coming closer as well. It's going to be interesting. When does Oops make their play, Mojo?
They don't have the big choice here. Honestly, they cannot climb the mountains, that's for sure, because they're denied, they're being spotted. But there is a fight coming in.
And I think this is the exact moment to listen to what Oops is saying and how they're approaching this.
Badgets behind the one for teams.
Push left.
I'm going right.
Nice. Take the hill. Kill the guys at the hill.
Guys, is anyone next to me? Is anyone next to me?
Can you kill him?
Wait.
Drop. Left.
Go forward. Don't take shot from the mouth. I'll go and Deja.
Yes, go now.
Move in.
Block it.
Nice.
Go away, Milan.
Got one more.
Nice.
Anti shot.
I think, okay. I'm loading.
Good.
It's over, chill.
Anti shot and he's here.
It's over,
Silence,
chill.
go for mouse.
It's over, chill. He can't kill both. Go for the team speak memes now if you want. Lol.
Guerrilla shot.
They wait for their FB to heavy, 2-1-2, 2-1-5B heavy.
I think we also need some Lala.
I'll take the first shot to Miloš. Now.
Let's go, super fuck you.
I have 10 seconds with the team.
Nice.
Fish, Andrew, guys, it's about spotting damage. What the fuck?
Well, I don't think they were waiting for their FV21215B heavy, as there was none available in this round.
Well, 7 players still alive for Oops here, and one thing we definitely take from this game is that they might take lessons from Danny how to make memes on TeamSpeak.
Whoa.
This
Called
was,
out on
this
the
was
memes.
rather not well trained.
Called out on the memes, Mojo.
Yeah. If they want to go in meme
I was
wars,
expecting
they're
some
better.
better memes, like, what a...
You're too much volleying there, mate. We said only on cliff.
I don't know how to read. I thought it was cliff. It looked the same. It had some mountains. You could climb somewhere.
It's one of those scenarios when you make other people do it, it's not like you've done it, right?
Exactly.
Well, tough here. Still, they were all
I'm going to have
well,
to teach Miloš about that language, though. I mean, people his age should not be saying that thing in front of Algo. Algo is like 16.
No, he's like...
16.
Wow, you still see him that young? He's not, man. Still, 3-1 here for Oops.
I like the Milan, though. Guys, it's over. Chill.
Chill like 5 times in a row. I mean, everyone is dead. I like when people say like they already won the game and someone says, oh, I'm going YOLO. Yeah, right, okay, good for you. Miloš, top damage with his single shooter pushing first on a hill. Well, that's something you really expect from him when he's not killed in a start. Very good for us, our team. Also, I'm really... Dead Zone is not playing and Spoink is not playing, so... God. Not good. Anyways, eSuba, only 2 players here on the first page. Roderick, it's unbelievable how they just dropped this round. They were all focused up there, all of the players.
It's the small guns, man. It's so hard to make
Yeah.
it work after the initial stage because they do so little damage. It's such a little alpha. It's quick reload and all, but it just doesn't do any damage.
And lower
It
penetration.
doesn't do any damage later on, especially against 113. It's very hard.
It's what we mentioned in one part of the game. Okay, they have the hill now, but in a later stage of the game, the lower pen of those guns will actually work against them. And that was very visible in this one.
And it did work against them as Oops pick up the 3rd round, and Mojo, you know what this means.
They might actually win a match.
No, it doesn't mean they might actually win the match. It means they will win the match.
Nothing is written, man. Nothing is carved.
Take a look at their results page and tell me that again.
Yeah, the statistics, and you know what can you do with statistics.
Statistics are life, mate.
Not in this league.
Statistics are always right.
In
It
this
might not
league,
be
they're
right
just a
in the
mirage.
beginning, but in the long run,
In this league, they're just a mirage, man.
in the long run, Mojo.
Yeah,
I played for the
say that to GRS when they play someone.
Mojo, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Yeah, and then GRS beats Kanzna in marathon.
Well, I mean, last time I checked, GRS was on spot number 7.
They still won Kazna. So we're not about spots, just about match. And here, eSuba still is actually better placed than Oops and has all the chances in the world to win.
Well,
beat
it's
them next
Cliff now. No, yes, it
Yes,
is
it is
Cliff
Cliff
now.
time.
I was almost getting confused there. It is Cliff now, Mojo, and this was the map where it all went wrong
the last time.
last time. So history might repeat itself. You might not like stats, but what about history?
Well, good thing going on here for Oops. Unlike eSuba, they're defending first. Cliff is still pro defending side, but a lot of teams know now how to snatch it up. It's still hard.
It is still hard, but let's take a look at the tanks first and see what they're going to do it with, and then we can talk about it, Mojo. No surprises here, really.
Standard play by Oops here, playing with T49 and TVP Bachats, RTPs on eSuba side, and as some players actually pick it up, they took a TVP next to the RT.
Yeah, TVP coming in there. Why not 6 Bachas like we see a lot of teams do?
Some teams just like to have that TVP as an extra kind of backup. So I believe that's the only reason why you pick it, like preference, how will you position, maybe back sniping, leaving it around the base and so on.
Now, Mojo, you have to pick a winner. Who do you pick?
For this round, Oops, I think. They set up his all around. If they are RT aware, I think they can counter that play.
Well, Mojo, let's see if you jinxed Oops or your prediction is going to be right as we move into our possible final map. It's going to be Cliff. So eSuba versus Oops. Oops have gotten past their 2nd round hurdle. Now they want to make it to match point. And what kind of play are we seeing here from both these teams with Oops defending?
Aggressive approach here by Oops, as usual. From the 3 line, we already shown on videos even how they climb this, and the secondary climb they can perform. While that is going on, eSuba is going more proactive toward the middle, but just for spotting. This is not a fighting kind of approach.
You can see there is Suba now starting to make their approach on the eastern side, well, eastern side on the hill, as there is 4 tanks here from.
They're lining up
Oops.
again.
Yeah,
They're
there's
lining
no
up again
spoink
for
though,
that.
so they're gonna have to do it with Milosh, I think it was the first one.
And you can see all the time, Mayland is actually covering the lower line, while Insane is spotting it. We've seen several teams even and they need a better guidance there. Come on, guys.
Somehow I feel they're missing spoink.
Somehow I feel like Spoink goes first and says, yes, you go turn like this. At least something you can rely on Spoink is that climbing part.
Round 2 incoming, Mojo.
Oh my god.
There we go.
Let's see.
Yes, 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 they did it.
Wow. That was even close, man.
I'm proud of you, Oops. So you don't need spoink, just we should make him play anyways.
Yes, because he's in our team.
You can feel the salt from here.
Vote Dead Zone 4. Vote for Dead Zone.
But now they got Milosh up there, and now they can start rotating though, because they have this batch and we've seen how safe he really is.
Interesting part is why is Miloš from this side and why did they decide to climb in here? We've seen multiple teams losing tank if he is from other side of that mountain, trying to spot and connect any kind of shots. And Deha being one of them, by the way. And this is much more secure approach, and you can get a lot of good cross shots over the hill and nice elevated position that is fairly protected from any angle.
eSuba now have still this standard setup while they talk about how they're going to approach this round, because they haven't really moved after getting Andrew and Ukets on the hill.
Well, we already said multiple times, eSuba is a kind of a waiting team that does counter rotations after a while, but they usually pinpoint it well. Yes, this is the famous Cliff Apple Wow spot. I don't think there is anyone who had such a wargaming meme just in his honor, but they have to make one for Ghostan also.
Here they're removing the map after this.
What, after him flipping on Ghostan, that's it?
Or they're reverting the physics so you can't flip.
From this point, you bounced away.
Deha here, pushing up a little bit. Do they expect a counter 1-2-line push almost with their positioning? I mean, Insane and Deha covering Milosh, because we have seen a bad shot up there get, I think it was Stefan even, when Kazna got counter pushed by Ting. Stefan went down very, very quickly, and that was a 1-2-line counter push.
Yeah, I believe though that in this case, eSuba will actually gather their forces and try to push around the lighthouse toward the 2 cap. It's gonna be very interesting to see how will Oops actually deal with that, because they have only Camille. Camille is kind of a sacrificial lamp there. So it's a light tank. It's expendable compared to tier 10s. And if he does 1 shot of damage, that's more than enough. Let's see how will Overus actually deal with this kind of game.
Overus needs to be careful. Deha is waiting here. Is Deha gonna start shooting at one point?
Very good. He actually restrained himself. Why? Because you never know what is behind Overus. There is nothing spotted on the map. And for 1 shot, 1 greedy shot that Deha would do, he could receive like 3 or 4 or even get 1 shot by Arti. So it was very good that he actually did not fire, which is a mistake that a lot of people in randoms or clan war matches are not aware of. Not every shot of damage is a good shot.
They have a lot of forces here gathered around the 1-2 line, but eSuba doesn't seem like they are going to do their play over there. It looks more like an Eastern play with their current setup.
Yeah, I think they will go around the 2 cap and eventually abandon Arti, maybe leave only 1 tank somewhere around that area. Maybe even just on J5 and try to push through that. That's like a logical play, and it does look like a play that actually Oops wants them to do.
Overus now blind, clipping towards the bushes. Does not make a connection. Thomas, they can look in and now going to start making their way on the eastern side. And how far do you think they're going to go?
They're going to go all the way to like C7, C8.
Hopefully.
Yes, and they're going to try to kill Camille from there. And then it will be interesting to see the reaction from Oops, because they will probably push that 1-2 line then and try to dominate it through that area and go in a position where Arti can't really shoot them well.
There we go.
Yeah, Overus is going on J5 as we thought. And the important also thing is that Oops actually knows that there is no eSuba tank on G2 position, on that high elevated position behind the rock. Because that one would be a huge problem for them.
Lukin now gets spotted out, so he kind of knows. Tomasek gets spotted out as well. They will figure out, or they should figure out, there is a tank available for Oops in the bushes, because their RT was blind firing there early. That's where the damage Camille took came from.
The Camille is still a light tank with a decent camo and expendable, as we said. So if he sits tight in a bush, someone will actually have to come for a closer inspection to see him. And that might be a nice way for Mayland to farm some damage for him. Also, we've seen Mayland here play from this very position last time, if you remember, when he pulls back completely behind and shoots through the bushes, relying on other people's spots. Now, of course, eSuba should be more aware of that also.
Does do Lukin and Tomasek realize that they're actually perma-spotted at this point in time? I do not think it. I don't think so. Milosh actually takes a connection there from Tomasek. Nice shot coming out.
He's spotted though.
Yeah, but they still don't know Camille's there, and I don't think they know they're perma-spotted either.
No. By now, they certainly don't know it. But still, there is no RT that can shoot them, so they're fairly safe. And since there is no return fire, they will get probably more cocky now and they will move onwards.
Well, they are starting to play a little bit more aggressive, or at least posturing more aggressive, as Silence takes 1-2 control now with Deja. And they might get some connections on towards Overus. They actually do. That's 2 coming in so far. 3, 4 connections on towards Overus, who's forced to drop down. Is he going to go down here? No, he's just about alive. But this is going to force the reaction from eSuba. They have to. Lukin is pushing all the way down, and he's still taking damage because they don't know Camille's in that position.
The good thing for Oops is here, they were not greedy. They didn't finish off Overus, but that was good play because they relied, okay, we might get counterattacked, we might get shot by RT or whatever. So they did a couple of shots and moved away. Mayland here, look at this position. Like, he's like a spider there.
It's 632 on the Jukets, and at this point I don't understand how eSuba do not realize Camille's in those bushes. He was not in those, but similar bushes in their match where they first demonstrated this strategy.
Yeah, they already had Camille, but he was in lower bushes before, not so high up. Still, technically playing here, you can see that Oops is much better versed at the moment on Cliff. eSuba is doing stuff in a more, let's say, mathematical way. A, B, C, this is a logical next move, this is a logical next move. But from the start of the game, we could see that Oops actually skipped a couple of those logical steps and just positioned their play in advance.
There we go. Andrew spots out Camille now, so that's an important kill, but it's a little bit too late, and now he's going to get clipped by Maylan as well. Second shot comes out, the third will pick him up. There we go, the TVP completely removing him, and this was too late at this point. eSuba needed to do this much earlier now. Frolly is pushing in towards the 1-2 line, but there's so many times there from Oops. He's pushing into a crossfire as Insane and Silence come to help their friend Deja. They remove Frolly, they're now pushing forwards because they know they have the advantage. They are doing damage towards Insane, but Jukets takes a massive amount in return. He's going to go down. He was on reload anyways as they lose Lukin. It's just Tomasek, it's just combat, and eSuba fallen for a play here by Oops, and it worked beautifully with Camille in those bushes.
This was not even a trade at the moment. You could see how much advantage actually Oops has in this game, and this will bring them to the match point 4-1 finally for them.
Yeah, they will. They just have to find Tomasek and they have to find combat, and they will put themselves on match point like you said. Maylan looking for Tomasek here. He found him.
That's going to be a submarine.
No. He's going to go after him. There we go. Maylan, here we go. He gets the shot. And the submarine denied. Combat is the last man standing. Deja picks him up. And Oops hold on with 6 tanks alive. But honestly, Mojo, like, this stuff makes me mad. Like, it really makes me mad. Because I don't understand how you can fall for this. Like, in my mind, I cannot comprehend how you can fall for the same play. I just don't understand. Like, it's exactly the same scenario.
It's very similar, but not the same, because the light tank last time was much closer to the cap.
I know, but where Tomasek gets spotted, where else are they going to spot him from?
Yes, there is a very limited number of possibilities, but obviously, as we said, like eSuba here tried to be pragmatic and go ABC. standard play, standard lines, standard reactions, but Oops was just far ahead. The heavy toll was paid because of that, because they lost so much on HP on various tanks, and finally Andrew did that final death push, but Mainland was just like secure clipping away.
I still don't understand how you could fall for it. I mean, it's so obvious. I mean, it's a great strategy from Oops, but it's so obvious.
But many things are obvious, like not spotting 1-2 line well, which teams paid heavily for.
I just don't comprehend it in my mind. Like, they have a TVP, they have a tank that could blind shoot those bushes for 3 minutes straight and would probably find him, and they have an RT who can see if they connect. And literally 0 blind shots from the TVP.
Obviously, they didn't guess it well enough until it was too late.
Which I really don't understand.
Even if they deleted him, it's questionable how well.
Of course, but like not killing him already lost them the game.
Yes.
So, and I don't understand how Tomasek and Combat didn't work together to clear the bushes. There is.
That's a question for Ryan. You can tell him to ask.
Yeah, it's some things are ununderstandable. Because
Overus, Andrew, Froley,
with that TVP,
3 of their best players deleted.
Yeah.
With doing absolutely nothing in a match.
it's a shame, but Oops, great strategy. Working out once more, showing the strength of it. But teams need to learn how to break this, because it is a TVP with that reload time, with that amount of ammo, 48 shots for the TVP,
There is a
20
lot of
seconds in between,
Yes, but
one shot in each bush.
there is a lot of positions you can take. There is a lot of positions you can abuse with that kind of spotting. So it requires a lot of team effort, and it's questionable. Did eSuba ever actually practice something like that? Did they play against a team who plays like this? Because
But
it
they
does
know-
require a lot of coordination.
They can know that Oops is going to play like this, because the last few times they've always gone 1-2 line. They've went 1-2 line against Go Hard as well. And we saw what happened to Go Hard.
Yep.
So, I don't know. With an RT and a TVP, I think you should be able to clear those bushes.
You should. But that's
We're going to have to ask them next week
Yes.
about that. Let's, for now, focus on the second round of Cliff and the lineups coming out. Mojo, you think they're going to put a T49 in the bushes as well?
Yes, but in the wrong ones, probably not in the top ones. Still, if they do, it's not really wise to play the same tactic against the one who invented it, because inventors are usually the better at it. This time, again, Oops playing with an RT and 6 butt shots. And this time, I believe they will spot that 1-2 line better, like they did in this one
You
also.
think or you hope?
I think.
I see hope on your face. That's what I thought. I was just waiting for you to change your mind, because you didn't seem too confident about your pick there. But yeah, last time, I mean, they lost a bad shot instantly. That was eSuba by RT, by Insane.
I think
time?
Froley knows this time how to dodge that.
Yeah, I just somehow feel like I don't think Andrew, or was it Combat, that's going to
Combat.
shoot him in the back of the turret this time either.
He probably changed the mouse. He was like, oops.
I think this is over, though. I think this is 5-1, 5-2.
It does look like that. It does look like eSuba is actually
I
not
think that
fighting
one
very
round of
vigorously
mines
back.
broke him.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're vigorously very fighting back. It just looks like they're, you know, accepting the fate and just slugging the way. I don't know. I can't really approve of that, because I would like to see them play more proactive, but I never saw them rush, actually, or play anything like that.
Well, let's find out as we move into our possibly last round here and look at the tactic coming out from Oops. It is a straight 1-2 line push with 5 bat shots, 4 bat shot, 1 bat shot coming through the eastern side, but I think eSuba is actually if they make all the climbs, Mojo, they're in the superior position.
Yeah, they're in far superior position if they make the climbs. And it
Nice.
does look like they're actually doing it.
Nice.
So the plays by Oops here. Oh, already one guy tracked.
Luckily enough, not a big amount of damage though, and Combat is going to be the only one that makes it up all the way, because the bat shot from Oops come to block him off. He's forced to drop off as well from the backside. And is eSuba going to make a counterplay here, or are they going to back off, Mojo?
What is going on now? Why did they even back off in such a big numbers? I cannot understand. I mean, now they're...
But Deja!
What are you doing, Deja?
He comes around the corner, and so comes the rest of Oops, and it's going to be a corner fight, one we haven't seen in a while, and Milos gets the first shot, gets even more. I don't think they expected the lineup from eSuba to be all here, but Melan from the top comes in, takes out Tomasek, and now the tanks from the other corner will possibly come in again. There they come, Algoth on the front now with the HP, and eSuba, they have to hold on to this corner, but Oops is losing a lot of HP. Melan actually gets deleted. Algo now pushing in. Combat looking and Froley, they're on reload, but there's still fire coming in from the back lines, and Oops, I don't think this is going to be the round, because they're losing so much HP, and Yuket And Lukin and Combat, they will get to reload because Camille's the only one with shots.
I don't really approve of what the play the Tubes actually perform now. They have an RT piece, and they're actually chasing the tanks behind the only position on the map, probably where RT can do absolutely nothing to help them out.
Overus now comes in with a shot on towards Camille, forces him down, forces him to use his repair kit as well. Silence tries to peek over, but that's not going to work out. An RT connection tried to come in there. You could see the splash in the back line, but it's not going to help him because it did not connect on towards Andrew. That shot could make the difference, but now eSuba is in prime position to take this round. Andrew needs to be careful though. Comes over here, misses the first. He's actually putting Silence on the top here. Silence is almost on reload though. He has one more. Now he's reloading. Andrew will actually get it. Silence might actually kill him with the wreck. No! Just about. Just about.
Wow! That's the best way to kill a tank if he don't have ammo. Really nice reaction there by Silence, but not enough.
Not enough indeed, as Oops now sit 1.6k HP down over eSuba, and they actually have 2 tier 10s extra on Mojo, and it's just not going to be pretty.
Just too much. It's 5 guns against 3 plus Insane. Yes, Insane can delete one of them from the map, but they still have so much HP on Overus and UCats and Lukin. I mean, they can play around with a lot, while Oops has no cards in their hands really here.
This play from Overus as well is going to be the nail in the coffin. As he climbs up there, there is no comeback for Oops in this round, as Andrew takes the eastern side, Overus takes the higher elevated position. That will just create a crossfire, but the HP of Oops is unbeatable.
Good play by Andrew here. Oops is trying to counter that blindly, of course, by Algo going there. But it's just like, let's remind ourselves, Oops are attacking here. And they're on defending posture, hoping that eSuba will be greedy enough to try to kill them, and that in doing so, maybe they will do a good crossfire enough to just take them out.
Oh, Andrew here shooting towards Milosh, but because of the broken guns, having real issues connecting, tries. That's the 4th shot. One more, and Milosh actually gets him. And Andrew is going to be kicking himself about that broken gun.
Yeah, but still, look at this. Milosh on 88 HP, Algo on 268, and only Camille with any significant HP pool in that entire team.
Jukets might actually go for Milosh here, or decide to hold steady. Actually picks it up. Milosh trades though for 1 shot of damage, but they needed so much more.
Camille will have to perform a miracle here, like together with Insane. I'm gonna say Algo, but Algo is on 1 shot. It's really highly improbable that anything beneficial will come out of this.
I'm with you on this one, Mojo. Who do we need to do damage? Well, all our players are dead.
Yep.
We can go to the next round.
Steps.
Just force them to go to garage, move on.
Oh, they need to fight till the end. That's the proper way. So let's see, will Algo and Camille actually manage to do something to Overus? Will they get him in a crossfire, maybe taking out even Combat? But still, even if that happens, eSuba still has 2 more players that they need to deal with, and a lot of good positions, and honestly, even a good play there. I cannot even possibly start to understand
getting
why
blind shotted.
That's nice.
Down to 44 HP. Some connections coming out. That's great shooting there from eSuba.
I can't understand why did Oops push around that corner. I mean, why did they even go for that kind of
They
exchange?
got baited. They got baited, Mojo.
Yeah, I saw that, but what kind
because
of info was
they thought Combat was alone there, trying to take 1-2 line like Ding does, pretty much. And yeah, he wasn't. And they tried to kill him on the corner, and then Deja realized everybody was there.
But there wasn't any info from other players where the other people...
Because they had nobody in position to spot it.
They had people on the middle who didn't spot anything, and that's quite an info enough.
But they had 5 batches in 1-2. And I don't know where the last batch was sitting, but he...
On the middle. Silence was on the middle. You remember where he died. So he spotted that there is no one there, except one guy.
But they could be climbing on the backside, but he wouldn't see it. There's that, though.
There is always that, but that's super blind play by them. There is no need, especially when you have an arc.
I'm just guessing. I'm guessing Oops wanted to close out the round, and they thought picking up Combat would be the easiest way to do that.
Yes, but it's... I don't know. As you said in some other occasion... Oh, there goes Algo. It's kind of sloppy, because relying that they have huge advantage can actually bounce off. We've seen teams come back. eSuba is actually able to come back.
Well,
and eSuba actually played steps decent.
Yes, they play steps very well, actually. I would like to say Insane gets blind shotted now by Combat. That's not going to be pretty.
if you watch by stats, actually, eSuba is super much better
Yes,
than
that's the
than
thing
Oops.
though. Like I think Oops really wanted to close it out on Cliff even. Because Steps is going to be worrying. Camille actually gets behind Overus here. There's one shot of damage, but Overus can still trade. He has 3 shots. He's a TVP. I don't understand why he just doesn't peek out and kill
Yeah,
him.
he's still playing it safe, doing some
But
team
with a
damage.
TVP, he kills him before he kills him.
Assistant damage, never mind.
What assistance damage?
It's still part of the game.
Damage is everything, Mojo. Don't say that.
Stat better.
Well, we can't all play tier 6.
What does that mean?
But yeah, I'm actually, I don't know, I think Oops maybe wanted to close it out on Cliff really badly because they know, perhaps, that they're not the greatest of Steps teams. And eSuba have played a very, very good Steps. Remember, last
Good
time they played it
rotations.
against Gohard,
Yep.
they arguably should have brought it to tiebreaker.
It was really super close
And
game.
they broke in that round. They broke because the last one wasn't close at all. The round after, but that
Yep.
round broke them, and that was really good.
Oops here has on Steps 20% win rate, while eSuba has around 64%, and they played much more games with better success. Even the ones that lost, they were usually close. And the game that Ducky is referring to played against Gohard. Gohard in defense actually rushed them. But eSuba played really well, and only few shades, player mistakes decided.
Sinan's doing 2037 damage with 1 clip. Hacker. Yeah, that's all I have to say about Silans. No, I say Silans there, the first to top the charts for Oops, but Overus combat doing a nice amount of damage. And I was worried a little bit there for the corner fight of Oops. Almost started going in their favor when Melan peeked over, but then the 2 players from the middle came into effect and completely decimated him.
No, there was like 2 mud guns of
And
eSuba
RT
there
Mojo.
in one spot.
RT.
Wow, best game for Insane ever in RTPs. Ever, ever, and ever.
Yeah, it really felt like they wanted to close it. And they thought
Yeah,
that
but
by
they
closing it...
completely rendered Insane useless.
Yeah, but just felt like they really wanted to close it as quickly as they could. Now going to Steps, I am worried for Oops. This match is not over.
No, it's not. Still, they do defend. But Spoink is not playing.
Spoink's not playing.
Although his plays and getting 1 shot by Arty on Steps is kind of famous by now.
Gonna be happy with one thing, Mojo.
Yep.
Dead Zone is back in the lineup.
Let's see, maybe that will bring the juju back to the Oops side.
Maybe that is the change they needed.
Who knows?
The secret weapon.
It worked well so far, honestly, until this game for them. But we need the points anyway, so it's fine. Whatever happens.
Well, Mojo, let's find out. Let's take a look at the lineups on Steps. It's going to be interesting. This could be 2-0 for eSuba.
eSuba playing with RT. i7, this is a lineup we've seen by many teams. i7 usually carrying binoculars, so he can spot light tanks peeking.
Depends if they ever want to go Eastern side.
Of course. But usually you take it just as a backup option, because if you need to rotate and you don't have it, then it's a problem. Budgets, of course, for rotation, cover. On other side,
Kranwagen from
Kranwagen
Oops.
from
That kind of
Oops.
stays as their own thing as well, doesn't it?
Usually it means that you will push the rail, but last time we've seen actually Gohard play with this setup and pressing.
The issue is RT, though.
It's a problem.
It's going to be a problem if Oops doesn't defend there. Because we have seen eSuba knows how to rotate, kill the guy that it crosses over. I don't know, Mojo. What do you think?
I still prefer defending setup here.
Well, interesting. Interesting.
I kind of still prefer that setup of defender because RT play is really RNG based and spotting. If Oops, of course, decides to play passive, it will be the game for eSuba. They will exploit it very well. But if Oops actually manages to draw them in some kind of close combat conflict, it's still a reload of 20 plus to 30
I just don't
seconds
know
from
if
RT.
Oops is going to be enough of a good team on Steps to take it to eSuba. Like we said, the stats are against them.
Super against them.
eSuba have recently played on it, and they have recently played well on it. And that was on the attack as well. It's their defense, which was not close at all against Gohard. Their attack was a super close round. Only won by great individual play from Gohard coming out in that round. Only that saved them. And EDT missing like 3 times.
Yes, that's on that specific occasion, but eSuba actually has 80% in defense. But they're attacking now. So that kind of helps them quite a lot. But on other hand, if it goes to the next round, Oops has 0 in attack. It's really not cool. They need to win now.
I still think that eSuba's going to pick up this round. And then on defense,
then you know we're going in tiebreaker.
Remind everybody of the tiebreaker map of today.
Ghost Town.
Should still be in the favor of Oops.
Ghost Town. It's really close between them. They are not very good at it either.
I just think in player skill-wise, if it comes down to it.
Possibly.
Because sometimes we do see Ghost Town come down to that.
Yeah, it does come a lot of times to that. But still, we saw that the team play that eSuba has is more than enough to break a lot of teams. And in a lot of occasions, they were the more calm teams. So I think they still have every chance. This round, I think it will decide, are we going to tiebreaker or not? If you go to tiebreaker, Oops will actually probably twitch. You know that. Because losing 2 rounds in a row, oh sorry, 3 rounds in a row then, that might break them.
Be one hell of a comeback as well for eSuba.
Exactly.
4 rounds in a row if they win the tiebreaker.
But you know, if they win this one, they're going to be high up on morale.
If they win this one, they're going to tiebreaker.
That's what I think, yes. But I still think Oops might win this one because this is like they really need it.
I don't know, Mojo. I don't know. I think they're already stressy right now.
They shouldn't be, man. That's still
it depends on their preparation on steps.
It's still a long way to play.
Well, Mojo, let's get into steps and find out if you're right or I'm right. It's going to be our next map, steps.
Steps, the most open map in the league. The attacking team appears near the rocks at the bottom of the map, and the defending team starts at the top. Bases are located near the railway and on the green. The best way to control them is to use the lowland near the second base. The attacking team usually begins the attack from the rocks and the railway, but sometimes they can attack through the green. Teams often drag vehicles from flank to flank, so both teams usually pick light vehicles with a good camouflage rating, but sometimes use tanks with a strong turret and even SPGs.
Even SPGs, and that's what we have available to us today on this lovely map of steps, where eSuba's attacking with 2 rounds and Oops is defending with 4. And Algo always makes this climb.
Yeah, Algo is rather good.
I didn't say anything. Honestly, that was a joke. That was a joke.
Well, look at this. This is an interesting play by eSuba, pushing an I7 super aggressive toward the 2 cap.
If Algo doesn't make it,
leaving only combat to spot the other side.
Mojo,
Algo not being in position, that might cost them the round.
Explain. If Algo didn't make it on the first try here, how much could this cost the team? How much?
It might pretty much cost them a round because Algo is the only person who is able to.
They don't even know. They don't even know. Meland didn't spot them. He might even die at this point. He's going to take damage for sure. Algo. Did he make it? Yes, he did on the second try, but he's not going to get all the way up. He has to go in a more back position, and it's not going to be good for Oops. It's really not. And once Algo gives away his position, that will put eSuba in the prime position to win.
Yes.
Did Overus have binos?
No, he was not showed yet.
Need to see if Overus has binos as well.
Unfortunately, when you watch tanks, if you have binoculars, it doesn't show. Unless you actually see the tank. You don't have like a V, you know, going out of the tank.
Good point, Mojo. There we go. There we go. That is what we were talking about. He does have binoculars.
And this is a standard position for I7. Good armor here pretty much makes him immune to most kinds of damage. Light tank can pen him with heat shells, of course, but he will be spotted in return and then RT can damage him. Also I7 can connect and so on. So we've seen a lot of these plays, but there is a huge rotation coming from Oops on the lower side of the map already, and I don't think that eSuba is that well positioned against it. I mean, they're really far back.
Overus now gets spotted out by Deja and Milosh. There's no resets so far. They haven't seen Algo yet, so they don't know he's not in the most upper position. But Milosh needs to be careful because if EDT connects,
Insane
it is
is
a crown
playing
wagon.
it smart here. He's going toward the K line. They'll probably try to even boost in one position there on, climb on K6, which is normal.
By the way,
through the bushes.
Shouldn't eSuba start figuring out Algo's not up? He would have already tried to reset.
No, they may think he's just doing the late reset, or they cannot even know is he there actually or not.
Ooh, Andrew and Luke, you need to be careful here because Insane will spot them out very quickly here. And so far, Andrew Lucan could take a lot of damage here if they're not careful. If Insane spots them out, there you go. And Andrew is spotted now. Gonna start shooting any second. There we go. First connection comes out towards Andrew. He's now spotted out. He's clipping out on Andrew. Damage taken, but Insane. He's gotten stuck. He's gotten himself stuck. Insane at the worst moment. Got stuck on the terrain and takes 1.3 in return. You could see there. Now Milosh, now Deja are starting to make their play here. Milosh is going to try and clip out onto Overus, but look at the damage Milosh has taken. Froley from the side. Milosh goes down, and this is not looking good for Oops whatsoever. Deja now trying to come in from the side, trying to make a difference, but it's still all eSuba at this point. Overus here just needs to be careful not to overcommit, which is exactly what he's doing at this point. Overus, be careful. You have Algo behind Melan from the side. Overus, what were you doing?
I don't know what was Overus doing, but still, it was a good play by eSuba so far, deleting Milosh from the game. Insane, also almost dead after that huge mistake. Insane might actually fall, because the rest of the Oops guys are rotating back, and he's pretty much alone. He will be spotted in a couple of seconds. It's just a matter, will he be shot on time by them or not?
Combat spots Insane out now. I don't think Insane can run all the way without taking any damage. He's now
he's
make
pedaling very fast, mate.
He's running as quickly as he can. But now, I still think losing Overus there. So sloppy.
It was a lucky occasion here for Oops, because they traded the Kranwagen for that i7, but Insane being so low on HP and even lower now is really a problem for them.
Nice connection there from Combat on towards Insane, who I don't think is going to make it all the way out. Camille's going to do the A2 climb in the meantime, though. If he can do that from the first try, it will save Oops in this round. But can he do it? That is the question.
I think he has enough time.
He does.
And I actually think Insane will run away, because, man, he's pedaling there to butshot like a madman.
The thing is, he won't get across the... Well, Camille will cover him, so he might actually get away. You're right.
Oh, I think Camille should not even cover him. Camille should not do the same mistake as Poink and get spotted every time. This will be super close. He might get spotted now. Ooh, Camille is safe.
Camille is safe indeed, but does eSuba suspect this?
Oh my god, like Insane didn't stop for a blink second, man. Like, look at this.
Lucas might still catch him on the way out, or... No, he won't, actually.
No, I think he will just cross and he will be safe.
Do they suspect the A1 play now?
I actually don't think so. Camille did it really fast.
Actually,
and it was a crucial play.
They're grouping up Mojo. They're going to put Combat first. I think they know.
4 minutes, 30 seconds.
They know, Mojo.
I think they're just playing against it. They can't know. It's a good. It's also a good call,
they're
because
playing against
Oops did it a couple of times before.
No, or they're not. This is... Andrew already gets spotted out by Insane, and that is going to cost him so much HP now. He gets spotted on the cap, he gets struck, he doesn't have repair kit. He's going to go down here, and I have no idea what that just was from eSuba.
Ooh, Dead Zone is paying the heavy price there, and he's getting deleted from the map. If we didn't know what's going on with eSuba, well, Dead Zone was the one, well, dead.
Okay, so both these teams trading 1-for-1. Insane!
What happened there?
Artie!
Artie splashed him. He's a lucky Frenchie, man. And Camille doing the smartest thing, not getting greedy and not getting spotted yet. He is buying the time for his team, because when they do the desperation cap, he can just
Combat might spot Camille out, though, if he reverses much more. That is the question here. Can Combat spot it out? Because if he doesn't, it's going to be so much issue. Deja actually blind shot EDT because he moved the wreck. The guy that gave it away.
And they still know that, look at this wreck, is still moved. Froley. They should know there is someone there, but it's harder to pen it, but they still have Camille.
Combat is making the climb though from this side, but he will get spotted instantly. Melan is now getting connected by Yukets. If Camille peeks out too early and starts shooting, then it will be Combat that wins this trade. Camille's now spotted out, so is Combat. Camille needs to not shoot here. He might try to pick up Froley. He will do it. Froley, can he go safe? No, he can't. Camille is now spotted out, so Combat should make it all the way up, or should... No, he actually can't. He actually can't. He will get shot if he tries to go up.
That's the point, because Oops actually is protecting Camille here. The only guy who can safely take out Camille out of the play is Artie. But Artie is not alive anymore. EDT is picked up by Algo.
Good point, Mojo. This is over.
This is over. Unbelievable. And I'm really surprised, because eSuba actually did a brilliant play in the start. Opened the game here in a super nice way. And Oops even failed hard. Like really failed hard in some moments. And they still managed to pull it through. And Insane is even alive, man. On 74 HP. He's still alive.
And 2 close misses there on Algo, who would have killed him as well.
It was still dodgy shots.
I really think losing Overus there for no reason.
It's just one of the points. It's also Insane managing to run away. And when he was spotting there, honestly, the game wouldn't be so close if Insane didn't lose that much HP. But still, Camille, crucial play for Oops here. Crucial play. Climbing here on time, a very hard climb, and doing it in timely fashion, playing it patient, which is even more important because it brought a lot of time and security to Oops players so they could regroup and lure eSuba in a trap.
Milan's now going to pick over Ukets and Lukin. This is not going to fare well for them as they have to play against 2 bad shots. Milan, actually 2 non-connections there. Camille as well coming out with some non-connection, but Deja now from the side as well. They're going to push onto Milan. He has one more. Insane actually picks it up from the backside. Now Ukets pushing in a last ditch attempt here, and it's just combat. And he might have climbed the hill, but it's not going to win them the game.
I can climb many mountain. That's what the song said, but combat here, well, at least he conquered the top for the lulz.
For the lulz, Mojo. Yeah, indeed. And now he's going to try and chase down Camel. He doesn't even have enough ammo to kill him. Combat's like, maybe boys, I just want to stay alive.
Come on.
Miloš is dead, so it doesn't matter to me.
Go down, gun blazing, man.
He is coming off the hill, guns blazing, but Camille's reloaded at this point in time. He misses twice, and it will be Oops 5-2. But that round got so... Well, it doesn't look like it, but it was close, really, at one point.
It was super close, and actually eSuba had a huge lead, but can you imagine that this match also ended in 5-2? It just wasn't a loss this time.
Yeah, it's very weird. Yeah, I don't know. I think after Algo didn't climb that, I felt like eSuba had the round, but then they lost Miloš. Insane traded badly, but then they lost Overus, and he was so eager. And I think really that was the turning factor. I mean, yes, Insane survived, but losing that I7 with the binos, if he survives somehow...
I don't think he would survive. He would get killed,
but
he would maybe buy more 10
time.
seconds or so.
The thing is, if he drives back onto the cab, Deja has to come all the way over to shoot him because of the 1-1-3.
He was on really low HP, and still, don't forget, Algo would shoot him in the back.
Yeah, but he took 1 shot from Deja coming up, and 1 from Algo, and then 1 from Mailand.
It's all about players' reactions. No one is a perfect. Like, you cannot say there is a perfect answer for every situation. Yes, if you're a spectator, you can say, okay, this was the best choice. But when you're playing it, there are seconds, and you don't see everything as clear as we do. Something gets foggy in that moment. Some players have better instincts, some don't.
But Oops overcame their second round hurdle and won.
I am 100% sure if Oops actually lost this round, we would go to tiebreaker and they would probably lose. But this was very well done. At the end, they managed to gather their cojones and kind of do all the